spring chicken. When you're in Southern California, you never know quite what's going to be showing up. Sometimes you find something absolutely gorgeous. Italian delight. Pivotal Mideast moment that only he could have accomplished.
I know. The president says within a year we will have the first lasting Mideast peace in the modern world. Well, no, the problem is this morning the Hamas has already said unless Israel meets their demands, they won't even come to the thing.
Shift may allow some illegal immigrants to stay in the U.S.
Well, yeah, it's all illegal immigrants, according to the Justice Department. They're releasing them all. No more raids, no more deportation, nothing.
Search for black boxes after Agni air crash in Nepal.
Well, since it's just one Chinese crash after another, it's probably because they're buying planes from the Soviet Union.
Ooh, plans refinancing aid, loans for jobless homeowners, HUD chief says.
Oh, I know, that's ridiculous. He's back to this nonsense again where he's going to give people that shouldn't have bought their homes for nothing.
Bush is not the president. The Democrats are putting him on every ballot.
I know, because they said that this morning Obama came on television and made an announcement. The reason we still have economic problems is because of President Bush and his failed policies. And if the Republicans get on board, and abandon Bush's failed policies, they'll be able to save this nation.
Condemns Bush over Katrina, but neglects to mention his actions in the Gulf.
I know. Everybody in Louisiana blames him for the massive destruction of their economy.
Blames who?
Obama. They don't blame Bush anymore. Bush was there. Okay, 1 week after this whole mess happened, the feds were there in force, and they said the reason why the feds weren't there in force is because the city, Negrin, who's no longer the mayor, the governor of the state was thrown out. Landrieu is getting ready to be thrown out, and all because they did nothing to help their community.
Well, that would get you thrown out of office, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they tried. You could only blame Bush for so much because he had nothing to do. He was there as soon as the Secret Service allowed him to come fly in.
Proposed mosque site in Tennessee probed by feds.
Well, yeah, because it's hate crimes. Well, to put it this way, they burn churches and don't get this much response. but it's wrong to burn a mosque, but if it's burned a church, well, that's normal.
Katrina hit New Orleans today with Bush as president. It would be another disaster.
I know. They don't Obama doesn't point out the fact that it took a month for him to get off his rear end and get over to the Gulf.
And they did say that the response was just on time.
Yeah, just the right response, just on the right moment. He didn't want to be bothered, the same as he doesn't want to be bothered with the economics now that he's doing foreign policy now. Because that's what the people want him to do, is to correct all the Bush's failed foreign policy problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, this is what they don't know what world he's in. Because even one of the Democrats this morning said, if you need the other people's help to continually keep condemning them, you're not going to get the other people's help, especially when they know you're on the run.
Buy Infineon's wireless business for $1.4 billion.
Well, maybe with the Infineon going under, we can actually go to races that Infineon owns the tracks on.
Oh. It admits he knew that the economy would slide back because of what Bush did to it.
I know. Oh, you've got to believe this. This morning, he's very proud of the fact that while the consumer spending was down considerably, it was an uptick by 0.4%.
Accusations fly on eve of the Glenn Beck rally.
Oh, yeah. They said the most that anybody could find was, despite the fact that the aerial photographs show that it was clean from the Lincoln Monument to the Washington Monument, there was only 60,000, 70,000 people, maybe 80,000 people there at the most. Of course, there was 1,000 buses that hold 60 to 80 people, 2,000 buses holding 60 to 80 people each one. That comes to about 160,000 folks.
He says he isn't worried about Muslim rumors.
Well, because he's a Muslim, that's why he's not worried. I mean, I'll just put it this way, like the one guy said, I won't say anything, but how many Muslims do you know that are named Barack Hussein Obama?
Get pregnant even if he pulls out?
Yeah, that's sort of a ridiculous one. I didn't even understand that one, so.
Well, who put this one together?
Well, no, it's just a problem with live.
Bush wasted billions in Iraq.
It's a government program. What do you expect? Anybody ever seen a government program that didn't waste billions? But at least it's not wasting trillions.
Against the mosque in New York, too ignorant to understand the meaning of what they are doing.
I know, that's another great way to get support. Well, they said, as Bloomberg, who's a Jew, said, and the Ayman said, is that it's just a minority fringe movement that's against this, and that the people support it. No. 3 out of every 4 people don't support it. They support the right for them to build a mosque. They just don't support where it's at. And then they would never move it. Even if they'd have known this was going to happen, it wouldn't have been moved because Allah had said that that's where it shall be put. So.
Oh, really? Is that the excuse?
That's the excuse. Allah decided it shall be there, which means it's what everybody is saying. It's a Muslim triumph. It has nothing to do with outreach.
Beck regrets calling Obama a racist, but he is a Marxist.
Oh, so what liberal Democrat isn't? Remember, it was the Democrats that tried to stop the Civil Rights Act vote, not the Republicans.
Phase out of the printed Oxford Dictionary.
Well, I know, isn't that something? Everybody has the internet. Well, no, everybody doesn't have the internet. Look at the fact that Obama's support is shrank, simply because of the fact that the people that he counted on no longer can afford the internet. The tens of millions of people.
Korea threatens nuclear holy war if attacked.
Probably it will happen too, because when you got a loony, and well, they know this president will probably fire on anybody that tries to take out anything that the Koreans are shooting. So.
Criticizes those who think Obama is Muslim.
Well, I know that he laughed at all of them again on the news this last night. He gave another personal thing. The trick is, there's a rule of advertising. If you want something to go away, don't keep mentioning it. And this man continuously mentions it, and meaning that it's a serious problem with him.
Who killed the video store?
Well, the Democrats just say it was George Bush, but because he was greedy. But what in reality was, you could only turn out Star Wars so many times and there's no more anything that anybody wants to see. I mean, we have detailed things by people. We have recollections of people that watched it for the first time. You know, how many times have you watched Star Wars? That basically, you know, the box sets aren't even selling anymore.
Speaking of, isn't Avatar coming out in theaters again?
Oh, it came out in theaters, made $4 million.
Yeah, this is the additional footage.
Well, they had 8 additional minutes, which means they said they had somebody more naked than they were before.
Yeah, but they brought it out in theaters again. That's kind of unusual, and it's not even...
Okay, basically, they brought it out in the theaters again. But what happens is that there were $2 billion other movies out this year, and now Fox is starting to get worried about the Avatar thing being challenged. So.
Oh, that's more about what it is.
Yeah.
Australia's Greens making progress with Gillard.
Well, okay. The reason they had the general election and they threw Parliament out was because they decided to go green and raise everybody's taxes. So what's going to happen? In order for Gillard to stay in government power, she has to make a deal with the Green movement to raise everybody's taxes.
And who writes pro-cable internet legislation? Cable does.
No, they don't, because we've said it, the cable thing, and these people they spent a quarter of a century trying to protect the rights of the cable industry, and like the one guy said, I spent my lifetime fighting it, and I'm too young to fight it anymore because nothing. Basically, they're right back to square one again after all these years.
Foreclosures of $1 million plus homes on the rise.
That's basically, you throw a rock in Los Angeles, you find a home that they were selling to people working at McDonald's for $1 million.
Well, before they were saying that they were untouched, but now you're hearing about mansions that were like $26 million that are now going for 11.
People don't have no one has any money. They said if you can prove, okay. When I was younger, my father said in order to buy a house, you had to come to a bank with enough money to pay for the house in cash in your pocket. He said then they would loan you money to buy a house, and that's what it is again. They said Obama's going to make it easier to buy houses by putting more rules on you buying houses, because he said this morning it will free up money.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
I like this. When you get old, you really know the reason that you can never go back again.